Hello everyone, Regnilla here with another episode of Monster Hunter Freedom Unite. Last time we took on the Yamasukami, and now today we are taking on, finally, the Fatalis. One of the major old school Elder Dragons that is so awesome and scary and hard to kill and, well... Okay, I don't usually say this about Monster Hunter, but this is one of those quests that personally disappointed me. I thought it was going to be a great time, and it turns out that wasn't really the case, and we're going to get into the reason why here pretty soon. So, for this, we're going to be looking at the Legendary Black Dragon quest, which is the high rank Fatalis quest. And so, this fight is going to be taking at the location called Castle Shrade, and there's like nothing there. It's basically abandoned. I mean, yeah, granted, it's pretty much nothing but ruins. And in fact, you get this opening cutscene, which is really cool, but at the same time, really drawn out. And so the Fatalis here, you know, he is really intimidating. In fact, this monster was one of the first 3 Elder Dragons of the Monster Hunter series in general. So he appeared in the original PS2 version of Monster Hunter, alongside with the Kirin and Lao Shanlung. This is the thing that the Lao Shanlung is running away from. And so you think, oh, this thing must be hyper aggressive, really, really strong, and all that. Technically he is pretty aggressive. As well as strong, yes, he can be, but so this is why this particular quest has left me in this state of perpetual disappointment, because there's no skill involved with this quest. It is a lot of just running around, avoiding his movements, and then hopefully landing in a good strike. So I've sped this up by about 50%, so it's a bit faster than normal. This quest took me about 25 minutes, so in this case, the Fatalis fled, and you're going to see why here. So, I'm using a longsword that is made from Rathalos and Kushala Daora materials. The name of it escapes me at the current time, but it has white sharpness. This thing is pretty damn sharp, but I'm already bouncing off of parts of his body. So his tail, you're just not going to cut it. Like, I mean, I could have tried this with a weapon that has purple sharpness, which I do have, but, you know, I wanted it to be a momentous occasion. I wanted to use my favorite longsword, and even though it's my favorite, I cannot for the life of me still remember the name of it at the moment, so yeah, so much for favorites. What we're looking at here is a monster that can hit really hard, but the AI is not all that good. So this attack right here really messed me up. But that was just a lucky shot. This monster doesn't really aim for you. If you're in his general direction when he fires, then yes, he's probably going to be in the neighborhood of hitting you. In most cases, he's just going to accidentally hit you, like right there. When he's moving around, that tail is so long that it will just do a chunk of damage and send you flying. But that's basically the extent of it. Most of the time when you get hurt by this monster, it's most likely an accident. And so there's no real skill involved with this monster. He's either going to accidentally hit you, or your weapon is going to lose sharpness and you're going to constantly bounce off this monster, because as soon as you get down to the blue sharpness, just about none of your attacks are really cutting through that thick hide. So yeah, that's the whole reason why this fight's just disappointing. Like, when I was doing the updated version of the Lao Shanlung quest in Generations Ultimate with my buddies Roberto and Fawful's Minion, I made mention that I'd never faced a Fatalis before, because I thought it was so strong and so scary, super spooky, and then I'm treated with this. It's a disappointment, and this is coming after the fact that I went and fought a white Fatalis in Generations Ultimate as my first Fatalis. So I fought a Fatalis in Generations Ultimate, then went back to Freedom Unite to really see what made this monster so intimidating, and it's really nothing. So yeah, it's all sorts of hype and disappointment, and it really makes me sad because this is a really cool looking monster. But going back into this quest in particular for a moment here, this fight is divided out into two sections. So I'm guessing one of which is a courtyard, and then you got this area, and this area has a Dragonator. You really have to lure the Fatalis over to the Dragonator to use it, and you probably only have one opportunity to get a good hit off on him, because if you fail that, then odds are you're not going to have enough time for the Dragonator to recharge. That's even assuming you get another shot with the Dragonator in this quest to begin with. Now, I also read on the wiki that the gate that you see over to my left here, you can use that as a means of pinning the Fatalis down and doing a huge chunk of damage to him. I haven't figured out how that works yet, but probably when I go back to fight this monster, then I can look into it then. And as a matter of fact, according to the wiki, odds are this monster is going to flee 3 times, and then the 4th time you face it is the actual kill quest. So assuming that the wiki is right here, this monster A has a ton of health, and B, you're going to be fighting him a lot. I don't know if 4 rounds of this guy is really worth it to me, especially since that little lunge attack that he's doing is really the only intimidating attack that he has. And again, odds are he's going to just hit you on accident if you're too close to him. So he might just flop down in front of you and then do some damage to you there. But aside from that, there's really nothing to this guy. And so you might be watching, he's throwing out these fireballs, and they're not even coming close to me. So you got this fireball right here, but I think he was aiming for Jasmine, and Jasmine's way on the ground, and that fireball was way up in the air. So take a look right here. He's not even firing at me. He's just firing at the ground. And so that makes it so this fight is you'd really have to be dumb to get killed by this guy. But then again, this is a high rank quest, and I'm using G rank armor, and he's still doing a good chunk to me. So if I face off against this guy in G rank, these attacks might be enough to just one-shot me. And speaking of which, I thought this was a G rank quest initially when I booted it up. I had this footage just sitting around for several months, and then I thought, I got a Monster Hunter video to do, so might as well break out this footage. And so I thought it was G rank because I forgot that it was high rank, but according to the wiki here, players can simply complete each solo battle training quest monster once with any weapon to unlock the G rank Fatalis quest. There's the Dragonator in use. It's only going to happen the one time, and then I'm going to do a big jump cut here because this fight it's going to take the 25 minutes just to do enough damage to make the monsters flee, and everything in between there is the monster accidentally hitting me healing up, bouncing off of his skin, sharpening my sword, the works. It's all accidental with this monster. Yeah, there's really nothing else I can really do. Going back to the notes for unlocking the G rank, so it's saying for the G level Fatalis, you have to complete each one of the G training quests with any weapon. So that's I guess that's something I'm gonna have to do at some point, because the G rank armor for this guy is, frankly, it's absolutely amazing. So instead of the high rank armor, because the high rank armor for this guy is garbage, just flat out not worth getting. 4 slots, 2 abilities that are negative, but the G rank version, which is the Dragon X armor, is frankly amazing. I'm going to read off the stuff that we got here for the Dragon X armor. G rank, a initial defense of 500, a max defense of 580, a fire resistance 0, a resistance of 10 in water, ice, and thunder. So already that's looking pretty good. Your major weakness will be in Dragon, which is negative 25. But your skills is where it really gets good here. The first skill is self-defense, and that is a compound skill that gives you immunity to sleep, poison, and paralysis, and also faint status effects. And then you have evade distance up, sharp sword, and dragon resistance negative 10, which you can gem out in one of the 9 slots that you'll get with this armor. The regular Fatalis armor, don't even bother with it, but this guy with his G rank armor, go for it. Yeah, it's probably going to take a lot of time and investment, but I'd say it's pretty well worth it. So let's go into some notes here, and I'm going to probably butcher some of this this dialogue here. So the Fatalis is taken from Fata, which is Latin for destiny or fate. Its original name, and the name I'm probably going to butcher here, it's a Japanese version of Mirabilis, which is Latin for miraculous. Let's see. It's been a little bit since I've taken a Japanese course, so it's I'm definitely butchering that. So Mirabilis. Yeah. Okay. I'm just gonna assume that's right. It's probably not, but let's roll with it. The Fatalis is immune to traps and hand-thrown bombs. I thought that maybe flash bombs would work on this guy. No. Although barrel bombs do affect it, and it can be put to sleep, paralyzed, or poisoned. And so here we go. The Fatalis just gives one final blast, and then he goes, "Screw you guys, I'm going home." And he just pieces out. If enough damage is done to the Fatalis, it will be in rage until it dies. When it's using its snap and drag, getting into contact with any part of its body, including the long tail, will result in high damage and or death. Shooting it with the ballista, cannon, or any other projectile while flying can cause it to fall. Its face and head is the weakest parts. And this is going into the castle, the courtyard gate. So it's caused the gate to fall on it, inflicting damage and giving hunters time to attack fiercely. And his roar needs to be blocked with high-grade earplugs. Okay, so yeah, that was Fatalis. Really disappointing, frankly. But that's going to do it for me and this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you're interested in any of my other content, be sure to hit on one of those annotations. They'll be featured at the end of this video. Or if you want to support the channel, subscribing is a great help. But until next time, take care, people.